Hello, hello. All right, we are going to build a SEO tool that you can use to start building your own database and maybe possibly having something that you could share with your clients, maybe use to get more leads or any of those types of things. I'm going to do it with you live, so this will be a little bit of a longer video. If you don't know who I am, my name is JJ. I am the founder of Media Authentic, where we manage data pipelines end to end, using all types of data sources. We're kind of known for building out awesome visualizations, as well as the content created over on datastudio.vip. So without further ado, if you'd like to, grab the cheat sheet over on datastudio.vip forward slash cheat sheet, or sorry, forward slash YouTube, and we will go from there. Without further ado, let's just hop right into things with this. Okay, answer the public. If you don't know what this is, it's freaking awesome. What you're actually able to do is you're able to find any keyword you'd like to and download a CSV of every type of like search around that. Nothing new, right? This is something that most SEOs are like going to start nodding your head at. So we're going to type in here something fun like jet ski. Just came to me on that. All right. So what's going to happen is it'll look for the word jet ski, and then if you look down over like the page, right, you'll see all these different visualizations about the word jet ski. So that's answer the public. We're going to come over here and download the CSV. You do not need to start with this. This is just us faking our way to building something inside of Data Studio. So now what you can actually do here is you're going to go to Google Sheets. So if you go to new.sheet, sheets.new, that's what it is. You're actually able to open up a new Google Sheet. And what we're going to do is we're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Import, and we're just going to select our Google Sheet. So upload, and we're just going to drag this right into there. It's going to ask us a few questions, and what we're going to want to do is we can just replace the current sheet, okay? And that allows us to kind of import the data, and now we have our Google Sheet of all of our questions, etc. right there. We're going to delete this first row just because it's we don't want to have that. And we're just going to bold this row. So now what we can see here, we have our modifier type, our modifier, our suggestion, language, region, keyword, etc. So this is the baseline of what we're going to build our tool off of. And it's your own tool. You can then add to this, right? So this is just like, again, we're going to start with any data set you'd like to. This is what we're starting with. It's free, it's starting, but we'll go from there. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to open up datastudio.com. We're going to create a new Data Studio report. So if you do not know how to do that, watch some of the other videos and we'll go from there. What you'll see is this Google Sheet. And get my big old head out of the way, what we'll do is bam, bam. That wasn't supposed to happen. So what we're going to actually do here is just go into the Google Sheets. We're going to select our untitled Google Sheet. Don't do what I did and have that. We're going live here to make yourself a tool real quickly. So once you hit add, it should pop on in, and bam, we are off to the races. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to start building out the actual tool. So this is where things start to get fun. What we're going to do first, go over to theme and layout, and we're going to go to the layout first. And we're just going to turn off all these things I don't like when they pop up. And we're just going to adjust all this. So we're going to go fit to width. We're going to respect the things. We're going to remove margins. We're going to keep that grid. If you have not, don't already know, grids, nobody likes that. We are then going to keep everything at the bottom. We are then going to go into our theme and customize right here. The only thing we're going to do on this is just change this from on hover to do not show. All right, this is the basics that we're going to need. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to actually one more thing we need to do is on our theme and layout is come over here and customize the background. So I want to give us the background of the report. Let's just go with a subtle gray. You know, it's going to be basic. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to build a rectangle on the side. And we're going to open this up. Also going to refresh the page just because we want to see those dots in the way. So now we're going to have this on the side, probably going to need more than we'd like. The next thing that we're going to do is we are going to create a table right here with the actual query. So here is the suggestions, and you'll see is all these different suggestions that we've just gotten from Uber Suggest, or not Uber Suggest, from Answer the Public. You can download this from, again, anywhere you'd like to. Now is the fun part. We're gonna actually build out our own tool. So the first thing we wanna do is add some controls. I'm gonna use drop-down lists, and we're gonna style our first one and then copy it. So watch this. First thing we want to do is the modifier. We're going to change the backgrounds to, the background here is to white. And yeah, looking pretty good, you know, can't complain. We'll then also have the, actually, I've just made it had a change of heart. We're changing this to white because that looks too dull. And then we're going to change this to the Data Studio blue. And we can adjust everything else later. We're going to go pretty quickly on this. So if you are missing anything here, do not hesitate to drop a comment down below. All right, so we've got our, we're going to bring this out a little bit further. You'll see where I'm going here. Okay, so we got our modifier there. What we're going to do next is we're actually going to make this a little bit chunkier, and you'll see why in a sec. We're then going to add an indent. So if we come down here, make left 32. Now we're going to grab ourselves a scorecard, which we're going to come over here to the style section, and we're going to center everything, as well as create a zeroed out scorecard. So here, 0, 0, 0, and we're going to make the background white, and then we're going to give it a border or a 5. We're then also going to give it a blue border of 2. All right, so that's what it looks like. You're like, what is he doing? We'll find out in a sec. The next thing that we're going to do is come down here to hide the metric name. So we're going to hide the metric name. And now we are off to the races. So now what I'm going to do, we're going to make this one a little bit smaller. And we're going to bring this over here. I'm going to put it right there. Okay, so if we go to view mode, now you can see that this is right there. We can make this smaller, so I'm actually going to do that right now just to make it looks a little bit better. And then this we're going to change to modifier. And yeah, so there we go. And now what you can see is that if we have our suggestions over here, if we hit Command R to refresh, and we say we want to say only the modifiers of can, now our suggestions will only have the can modifiers. Okay, so pretty sweet. So can jet skis, or jet ski will not stay running, and that's in the can thing, how, and then we have the how ones, etc. And what we're going to do here is it's going to give us the modifiers here. This is going to change to the modifier. And now it'll tell us how many modifiers are selected. So by default, if we unselect this, it's going to say 47. There's 47 different modifiers to choose from. Now we get to start playing with the fun stuff here. So now is when we really get to start to I'm bringing my face back here. So we get to start actually playing with this fun stuff. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to duplicate each of this right here. We're going to right click it, and then we're going to align it vertically to the middle. We are then going to duplicate this. So duplicate it right there. And you could also copy and paste it if you'd like to. And what you'll see is that it's giving me a little bit of a hard time because it's selecting two things at once. So use our arrows to align things up. So here, we'll just do this. Rag like that. Okay, so now what you can see here is we've got our modifier, and then we'll have a modifier type. And we'll change this to our modifier type as well. And it's going to automatically default right here to count distinct, so a number of unique types of modifiers. The next thing is, oopsies, that's not what I wanted to do, is we're just going to keep these aligned, so using our arrow keys just to make sure that everything is aligned where we want it to be. And now what you can do is copy and paste these going down like that. We're going to change the modifier type. Maybe we want to use language, okay? And then we'll change this one to keyword or region. And then we'll also add one more to keyword. Okay, so now we've got these kind of controls here on the left. We're just going to duplicate these and make sure that we're also modifying them to match, right? So modifier type, we've got the language, and we're going to change these as well. So now, because it's defaulting to count distinct, it allows us to move really quickly. So like, just think about yourself. If you're building out your own tools for maybe your clients, maybe anybody else, is what in the world are they using? So here's an example of a tool. We're going to hold shift here, right click, and that's not what we want to do. All right, so hold shift, right click, and then here is where we can go to align. Oh, my head's in the way again. So let's get my head out of the way. And so here we can actually do is align vertically to middle. And we're just going to follow that for each of these. All right, so now we've got these on the side here. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to style this piece, because you're like, what is happening over here? So this is where things start to get real fun, is we're going to style this to make the background white, okay? And let's give it a border color. Let's like not be boring. Again, if you're a UX designer, don't cringe too hard. We're then also going to do a couple other things on the setup tab. Is we're going to make this infinite, 10,000. If there's more than 10,000, that's a problem. And then we're going to get rid of the pagination here. So hide pagination. Okay, so now we've got this little thing right here. We can adjust the styles of those headers in the future. But now the question is what are we going to do here? And this is where the beauty comes in. I kind of bury the lead on this, but if you're here and you're watching this, this is going to be awesome. So what we want to do is we're going to create new queries. So let me just adjust one thing really quickly while you're here live. I'm going to move this down so you can see the actual URL, okay? Because this is about to get important. What we want to do is we want to open up these queries to see what volumes we've had in other search pieces. So if we say, for example, will a jet ski sink, right? We want to see like, oh, what's the best article for that on Medium, on Reddit, etc. So let's open Reddit real quick. So I'm going to Reddit, and we're going to dive into anything. And we're going to type in example. Okay, hit enter. What you'll see up here is this search, right? That is what we're looking for. So now let's head back in here. We're gonna create a new dimension. And I'm gonna start at the, I'm gonna start the chart level because you guys are advanced. We're here, we're doing this together. So what we're gonna do here is we're gonna create a new field. I'm gonna paste this in here. You're like, what are we doing? So if you don't recall, looking at the background, the suggestion is the actual search term. So what we can do is we can delete our question here, and now we can have our suggestion in here. But what we have to do is we have to wrap this in a function called concatenate, or it's concat for short. Get rid of that and add in some parentheses around it. All right, and then we're at a comma here, and then now we've got our suggestion. Bam. So now what has happened is we just created that link using the suggestion that we have. Now what we're going to do is we're going to create a hyperlink out of this. So using the hyperlink function, we're going to create this, and we're going to say view on Reddit. Okay, got that. Bam. It should give us the green light, which it has, and we're going to hit save after we name it. So I'm going to call it view on Reddit. Okay. And we're going to hit save down below and hit done. Okay. So now we've got view on Reddit. We're going to drop in as a dimension. And if we click on this, will a jet ski sink? It'll open it up in a new tab with the search of will a jet ski sink. So now you can see the top topics that are happening around jet skis sinking. Cool. Let's level it up one more. Okay. So what we're going to do for now is look for a Reddit logo. Okay, and this looks good. I'm gonna right click and say or copy the image address. Okay, so if you're doing this, don't copy any plagiarized things if that's something that you're going to get sued for. This is just an example for creative purposes. So now what we can do is in our little function right here is we can actually come in here, drop that URL, use the image function. So if you put image and wrap it around something like this, and then put this double quotes like that, bam, this will actually render that image in Data Studio. So what we're gonna do now is, and then you can also leave it, see alternative text. So this will see like Reddit logo. Okay, just in case somebody has, what's it called? The ADA, if you wanna be ADA compliant. What we're gonna do now is remove view on Reddit, paste in our image function, and hit update and done. Okay, so that's, and done. Now it's loading up the Reddit logo. And so we can click on this, it'll open up Reddit with our search terms, and we are off to the races. We can do that same exact thing for everything else. So if you go to, for example, Google, and you type in jet skis, all right, you can see here you have the search, the Q equals jet ski, and we can delete everything else and just copy this, okay? Now we can do the same exact thing. So how I'm going to do that though quickly is go up to resources. We are then going to go to manage added data sources. We're going to edit our data source that we have. Come in here and just duplicate this. So if you come here, duplicate. We're going to come here, duplicate again. Come in here one more time, duplicate. And we're going to come in here and edit this function. So instead of this right here, we're going to paste in our Google search. Get rid of our little jet ski. Bam. Now we can grab an image, so Google logo. Do the same exact situation. And again, if you're coming here, copy image address is what I'm doing, but you should not do that if you're not, if you're gonna like sell this or something, I don't know. I'm not a lawyer, so that's what we're gonna stick with. Oops. I don't know if that's gonna work. That seems like a really, oh, it's a base 64. That won't work. We have to grab a PNG. So let's do this one more time. All right, copy image address. Hopefully these people are not being too crazy with, oh my gosh, base 64, it really sucks. Okay, that looks much more like a normal thing. Okay, that should be it. We rebuilt this, hit update. I'm gonna name this view on Google. All right, hit done, or hit update and done, whatever the heck the pieces are. And we're gonna come back in here and do this one more time. And we'll, I don't know, what's another resource? What's the name of the, what's the name of that one thing? It's called Medium. Let's look at Medium. I feel like Medium's a good spot. How do we do this? How did Medium / search? Hey, there we go. Haha, you can tell I've done this before. Okay, so now we are going back into our thing. We're gonna edit one of these and say, put this in here. We're gonna get rid of our search terms. We're then gonna add the image, so Medium logo. We're gonna find one that makes sense. I don't know if this makes sense or not, but copy image address. And we're gonna head back into our good old thing right here. That should be it. Hit done. And we're gonna go test it just to make sure. So now we should be able to have, oh geez, that's our Medium one, we need to change that. So this is gonna be view on Medium. All right, hit update and done. And then we are gonna also have our view on Google. And so now we just built our own search term, right? So we can quickly come in here look for our modifier. I want to look for how. And like, let's just do this in the real world. Okay, we're in the view. Imagine you send this to a client, you send this to a prospect, you do anything along those lines. Quickly come in here, say, I want to see just the where questions. All right, where is a jet ski near me? Where is a jet ski in San Diego? We then open up Medium, say, hey, are there any great articles on this? Last minute lifesavers, where to shop, same day delivery in San Diego. Probably not the best example, but it allows us to quickly come in here, where to buy a jet ski, Orlando, Miami, Las Vegas, etc. So all the where questions, all the modifier types and languages are all from here. Now the last kicker to this is the beauty of this system is you can now add unlimited types of questions, combinations of questions, different languages right here. That's it. Like that's the beauty of this is that you now built your own tool to analyze your information how you would see fit. This is obviously a quick example of just saying, hey, now we can look on Google where to jet ski near me. I'm based out of Reno, so we got Northern Tahoe, we've got Yelp, all those pieces. Maybe you want to write an article about it. I'm not an SEO. I just wanted to build this tool because I thought it'd be cool. So that's it. I can spend a little bit more time polishing it up if you'd like to, but overall, that's the functionality, guys. That's what we're able to do. What we could do, right now, here's some more options. If you have a tool, for example, like Keywords Anywhere or any of those types of tools, you can actually build that into this, but that's a whole other video. So if you have any questions about this, building your own tools for your own teams, let me know. Obviously, this is a very specific one. Like we just now have all these different modifiers and you can say, hey, how many would be selected? We could then select more than one, so maybe that want the which, where, how questions. And now you can easily come in here in the view mode. We got 4 selected. We can see which jet ski to buy. Maybe Reddit has some awesome results. Maybe Google does, right? Maybe we open up Google, which jet skis to buy. Whoever Diavin is, we need to beat them. So without further ado, guys, I hope this was helpful as it made you rethink how to build your own tools for your own teams. And I will see you in the next video. If you're not already subscribed, please do so.